Amanda Seales recently went on Jubilee for a debate. Now, Amanda Seales is a left-leaning radical liberal, right? And she went to debate a room full of black conservatives, young black conservatives at that, in the majority. And she was completely cooked. I'm talking about completely annihilated. They cooked her to the T. Well done, okay? Literally well done. And it excites me because, you know, it just really just shows the ignorance of some of the leftist lunatic people, you know, simply because when they don't have facts, they try to spew out lies or spew out negativity, spew out aggression, in a sense, aggression, and just behave very irrationally, you know, when they don't have facts or when they're getting cooked in a debate such as this one. They get very disrespectful, very rude. And she did exactly that within this debate, literally. And it was so narcissistic and hypocritical because she demanded respect. She demanded that they would be not rude to her, but she did not give that same energy. She was very rude, very disrespectful, cutting people off. And she was chomping people off for them cutting her off, but turned around and was doing the same thing. And it was just, it looked it bad on her end. And I know that it looked it bad on her end because even after the debate, she came on to live and basically was like, she knows she didn't do good. She didn't have any facts, nothing but liberalism, emotionalism, like liberal emotionalism. That's all that she had to offer. Feelings. She didn't have no statistics. She didn't have no numbers. And it was just, it was a horrible debate for her. But she got cooked. And a lot of things that these black conservatives were saying, I agree with them. Simply because not only do I lean that way, but it just makes sense. I agree with the facts. I don't care about feelings. I don't care about, you know, emotions or what shoulda, coulda happened. What does the numbers say? What's the truth? And they came with that. The conservatives, they came with that. They came with the facts. And it was just overall, it was a good debate on their end. Not so good for Amanda Seales. She really made herself look foolish. But, you know, I'm gonna let them cook. I'm gonna let them cook. But before we hop into the video, you guys, let's go ahead and make sure we hit that thumbs up button, like the video so that the video can hit the algorithm and so that more people like you can see videos like this. And without further ado, we're gonna hop right into it.
You're acting. Oh, what's that on your chain?
This is corn from Israel.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, you gotta go.
That's a choice that you are making for yourself.
Yes. The thing with the whole reparations thing, and I don't know, we probably.
So before we get into this part of the debate, the statement says it's undeniable that reparations are just and necessary. My opinion on this is it's not just and it's not necessary for black people to receive reparations simply because slavery happened 200 years ago. We've been receiving free stuff since the civil rights movement, and that has done nothing but destroy us. The government has done nothing but destroy us by giving us free stuff. Why? Because free food stamps, Section 8, you know, abortions, all this stuff destroys our community. Why? Because of the free stuff, we are fat, we are the fattest, we are the dumbest, we have the most criminals, right? Not to mention we kill each other at the highest rate. What else? Fattest, dumbest, criminals. We kill our babies. Broken homes. There's no fathers in the home. All this because of free stuff that Democrats have given black people. It has destroyed us as a community. Not to mention that the music don't make it no better. Yeah, we making the music, right? But who is selling the music? That's real slavery right there, mentally. But people don't see that. But you know what? I'm going to let him cook.
Close to the same age, so maybe you can't call me.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
I'm 44.
Oh, really? Oh, you look young.
Thank you. That's what water and keeping stress out of your life will do.
Really? Mm-hmm. Liberal positions are real stressful.
By the way, I wouldn't know. I'm not a liberal. Carry on.
Well, it's a liberal position because conservatives believe in hard work. We believe in going to work and working for what you got, not asking for handouts from people who never had slaves. Ooh. Some of the people that you're asking for money from never had slaves. Okay. And let's talk about the fact there were also black people that had slaves. So if you want to talk about...
That's a fact check. That is a true statement. Matter of fact, they fact checked him. And it says there were approximately 3,700 free black people who owned 12,000 slaves. 12,000 is a lot for black people to own their own people. But yet, the white man is the problem. The white man is the issue. But the facts specifically state we enslaved our own people by keeping them as slaves and by selling them as slaves. They ain't trying to hear that, though. I'm going to let them cook. Let's proceed.
How is that fair if I'm a white person and my family fall on the side of the Union? Why should I have to pay for slaves when this whole country was never all racist? Some of the founding fathers were abolitionists, and they hated slavery, and they actually put things in the Declaration of Independence and things too because they believed that there'll be a future where there would be a black president one day, or that there would be people in leadership that were black. There was people in the North who helped with the Underground Railroad and fought with the Union. So why is that fair for people who never had slaves, who fought against slavery, to have to pay for people that had slaves?
One, from my understanding, you are more interested in preserving the fairness of those who didn't have slaves than the fairness of those who are the descendants of slaves. That is priority to you than finding a fair way to accommodate those who have been the descendant of slaves.
Well, our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity. And we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a black president and we had a black vice president. I think she was black. They said she was black. I don't know. So
she wasn't black.
We had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man?
Who?
White people. Because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get...
That's so crazy. That is so crazy that people literally miss the fact that we can't survive without white people. Simply because we're only 13% of the population. So we have to have the support of white people to make it in this country, period. As politicians, as government people, just whomever. We have to have the support of white people to elevate in this country because we are at such a small percentage. But a lot of people don't know that, or probably just don't want to know that. But I'm going to let him continue to cook. Let's proceed.
This thing where, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism and continue to focus on racism instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward. People that have this liberal mindset are infecting our communities, black people, and making us victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal opportunity.
Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby. Please.
They said the Lord's name in vain. Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know
Facts.
who helped her?
They were on the Underground
Facts.
Railroad.
That is facts. Harriet Tubman was helped by black people, free and enslaved, and she was also helped by white people. Matter of fact, I believe they fact checked him once again. Harriet Tubman directly rescued more than 60 people and provided assistance to dozens of others. During her journeys to freedom, Harriet Tubman received help from free and enslaved African Americans and whites, including the Quakers. Why is it that the white man is the problem when, number one, black people enslaved other black people? That's number one, and they fact checked him. There was 3,700 slaves, slave owners that were black that owned 12,000 black slaves, right? Come on. It's a double standard. They don't even understand that this type of confusion and this manipulation that the liberals spew out, it keeps you in slavery mentally, because you don't know and you are believing the lies that they are telling you to keep you down below. They don't want black people to elevate. So what happens when they do that? They give you free stuff that makes you, again, fat, lazy, criminals, having fatherless homes. That's what they do. And people, black people, are just not seeing this. But you know what? I'm going to let them cook. I'm going to continue to let them cook. Let's proceed.
No, you know who helped her?
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
God.
People who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
it's a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
No, sir, that's simply not true. If that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
Because their culture. Black culture is toxic. The black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the black culture. Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about.
This is what liberal. I hate to keep stopping the video. I'm not going to be long at all. This is what liberals do. When you give the truth, when you say the truth and you give facts, this is a fact. Black culture is toxic. We kill each other. We create broken homes. Look at our music. Look at our TV shows. Look at our children. Look at our schools. We're the issue at the highest rate. And when you tell the truth, you get facial expressions like that. Stop. No, keep going. Let's proceed.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit.
It's
not gonna work. No, it's a debate. It has to be in facts.
He didn't say anything that was a lie.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies based in conservatism.
Misinformation. Remember they did the misinformation thing all summer, where everything conservative did. They said misinformation.
You're carrying a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back.
Selling black people in Africa.
That was not happening in the context that you're saying.
And they were selling their own people. Black people still sell their own people today too. By the way, I don't know if I'm gonna last. We're selling our own people today too.
I don't know if I'm gonna last.
You probably won't last with me.
I won't, because your ignorance is so overwhelming.
That's liberals. Y'all start name calling when y'all get defeated in an argument.
You won't have an argument because you keep cutting me off.
Oh, well, that's fine if they don't let me come back. I made my point.
You didn't make your point. I
made my point.
You haven't made your point. And let me just tell you about your point. You started off saying, we believe in hard work.
Yeah.
And we believe in being compensated.
Reparations is not, though. Facts. Reparations is not hard work. It's stealing. It's Robin Hood.
You said you believe in.
That's true. It's stealing. It's Robin Hood. Why? It's stealing from the tax-paying people. The people who pay taxes, me, you, your mama, and your daddy, it's stealing from us, because those reparations coming out of our pocket and going to black people's pockets that probably don't even have a life for real. That's not doing anything with their life. My thing is, if you want reparations, you can't be a hard worker. If you're a hard worker, reparations shouldn't even matter to you. But I'm going to let them cook continuously. Let's proceed.
hard work.
Yes.
And you believe in being compensated for hard work.
Yes.
Were slaves compensated for their work?
They weren't compensated for their work, but why should people who are sitting at home playing video games, smoking marijuana,
are you sitting at home playing a video game? Are you sitting at home playing a video game?
The people that they're wanting
Am
reparations
I sitting at home
for,
playing a video game? No.
The people
And I
they
don't
want
know
reparations
I don't know
for.
who these people are that you're talking about, because the majority of the black community is not sitting at home playing video games.
The majority of the black
Where are you
community
getting
is doing
that
a lot of
statistic?
things.
Where are you getting that statistic?
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return.
I think that might have been the smartest thing she said during this whole part of the debate with this young man, is the fact that slaves weren't compensated for their work. Not with money. They didn't want money. They didn't want money. They wanted equal opportunity, and they wanted freedom for us, the descendants of them. They didn't want money. That's not what they wanted. They just wanted to be treated fairly. And that's all. And I don't see anything wrong with that. If that's the case, if we're going to give people reparations for something that happened 200 years ago, we should also probably lock up the slave descendants. The descendants of the people who owned slaves, which were blacks and white. Let's get that clear. It wasn't only white people that owned slaves. We sold our people out. We did. We should lock those people up too. If we get to receive money for something that happened 200 years ago, the descendants of the slaves need repercussions. That's just how I feel. It's just not fair. It's not fair. But we're going to proceed. Let's see who's next.
See? I knew I was going to be surrounded by ignorance, but damn, let's go.
Disrespectful.
Hello. My hand's wet from the bottle.
My hands are sweaty because I'm nervous. We both got sweaty hands. Okay. So
she didn't really do too good, so I'm going to actually fast forward this young lady. I liked him. He was pretty decent. I didn't get a chance to truly analyze everything that he said verbatim.
With one of those. I think that, however, the government, who do you think should be responsible for the funding piece of the black community? Should that be something that the government should step into, or should that be something that we as black people need to handle ourselves? Dr. Jordan Peterson and...
Okay, so the question is black on black crime. I don't think it's a question. I think it's a statement. Black on black crime is a result of underinvestment and over-policing. My opinion on that, I don't think so. I don't think black on black crime is a result of underinvestment and over policing, because black on black crime has everything to do with us, not anything that has to do with police doing their job, or underinvestment. I don't think it has anything to do with that. But let's proceed.
Thomas Sowell and several others have stated one thing, that poverty and crime, there's a positive correlation. There's also a positive correlation in the black community of absentee fatherism being one of the root causes leading into criminality. Black males that grew up without a father are 10 times more likely to engage in criminal activity. And so I think one of the...
Can I put a pin right there and ask you a question?
Oh, wow. So they actually fact checked him. Let's read it. Research clearly shows there is a correlation between absent fathers and a high likelihood to engage in criminal activity. Researchers have reached different conclusions on the exact percentage. Data from Florida Atlantic University found children in general with a incarcerated parent are 5 to 6 times more likely to become offenders. It got everything to do with the home. I'm going to let them cook, though. I'm going to let them cook.
What is the root cause of there being less fathers present?
Bad decision making on the part of the fathers. We live in a patriarchal system. Like it or not, men have dominated the socioeconomic, economic, and political power of this country and the world since our existence. So our bad decision-making, especially when we focus on the black community, is the root cause of fatherlessness.
What type of decisions?
Not marrying the women we decide to lay down and have children with. Not being careful with the seeds that we plant in women. No woman can get pregnant without a man planting his seed inside of her. So therefore...
So it's marriage.
Well, that's a part of it. Marriage is a part of it.
Okay.
But the true piece that I'm looking at is connectedness between familial units. The black community was at its economically strongest while being at its poorest during the segregation era. Prior to 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King in his last speech said that we have an annual income of more than $30 billion a year, which is more than all of the exports of Canada and more than all of the exports of the United States and more than the national budget of Canada. That was when we were economically at our poorest. Yet 85% of our black children were growing up with a father in the home. There was less black on black crime. There was less disenfranchisement.
Why was there less black on black crime?
Because we needed to live together. We had to stick by each other.
Everything that he's saying is facts. Everything he has said so far, I totally agree with. I do believe that crime starts within the home. Do you have both parents? If you have both parents, the likelihood of you being a criminal is far more less than if you didn't have both parents. Matter of fact, I do believe that they fact checked him on that. It says the substantial progress in educational attainment of African Americans have been accompanied by significant absolute improvements in wages, incomes, wealth, and health since 1968. But black workers still make only 82.5 cents on every dollar earned by white workers. African Americans are 2.5 times as likely to be in poverty as whites, and the median white family has almost 10 times as much wealth as the median black family. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's continue.
We had to.
What was there also less of?
I'm not sure where you're leading. That's a leading question. I don't like
You don't like this?
I don't like leading questions, no. I like direct stuff.
So essentially, when we were living in our own communities, we were also policing our own communities. So we were not being used as statistics in the same way to determine how resources were provided to our own communities. When we were going to the government saying, hey, we deserve because we are supposed to be separate but equal, we weren't saying, hey, we want to be with y'all. We were essentially saying, we want what you are stating we deserve. And that is what all of the efforts of the civil rights movement has been. It's literally just been to say, you said when we got out of the Civil War that we would be considered citizens, and all citizens should be getting equal access to these things. However, you are actively allowing the Klan to harm us. You are actively allowing...
Who's killed more black people, the Klan or us?
I would like to continue my statement. I let you speak uninterrupted.
You did.
When we talk about this concept of who is harming us, we are really making a false claim when it comes to black on black crime, as if there isn't white on white crime. There's also this unnecessary effort to try and pathologize black on black crime in a way that you don't try to pathologize white on white crime. There are white people killing each other every single day. Now, they may be on jet skis in the pictures after they shoot up their whole family, but nonetheless, there are white people killing each other every single day. Now, much of the reason why...
That was racist. And what she's saying is not true. We kill each other. Black people kill each other at a higher rate. We have more homicides within our community than any other demographic in the world. That's a fact. But I'm going to let him proceed. I'm going to let her proceed with her foolishness. Let's continue.
We see more numbers in terms of black on black crime are for two reasons. One, the statistics be lying all the time. We have seen this.
Numbers? Okay, when you
we have
say
seen
that,
this in a real way. So in New Jersey.
When you say
So in New Jersey,
what numbers can be trusted? Because with the previous speaker,
I'm about to tell you right now.
Okay, so your sources.
You can't such number. No, I'm literally about to give you an example of numbers not being able to be trusted.
Okay, talk to me.
That's what I was doing.
I'm listening.
Okay, then listen.
Oh, my ears open.
So listen. In New Jersey, they had a statistic that was created by the police department that said, look at how many black people are committing crimes. Look at how crazy this number is. These black people are so exorbitantly violent. Look at this. And then people went and actually matched the names that they were booking with the faces of the actual people incarcerated. And it was proven that they were lying.
So that's one instance.
That's
Hold on. No,
example.
you're talking to somebody that works as a police dispatcher when I'm not making content. So here's the thing.
I see.
No. You see what? The truth is, you're about to see the truth if you just give me a second. Like Trump said, just give me a second. I'm going to do the weave, but give me a minute.
Well, here's what you all keep doing. You keep interrupting me when
Well,
I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the point that I'm going to make.
The point that
and
you're
yet you
raising,
want me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works. So if you want me to keep getting louder, I will do it. But ultimately, if I show you respect, give me the respect back. I let you talk. I let you make your points. I am countering your points. And my points are just as valid as yours, even though you got a pocket square and a Church of Christ pin on your chest.
It's not a Church of Christ. It's
Whatever.
A cross.
It's a cross. Same difference. You got an American flag and you think you know something because you a cop. And ultimately...
Not a cop.
She's disrespectful. Ma'am, all that was not called for. You let him speak. He spoke. He let you speak. And you have been speaking since that clock said about 11 minutes. For about 3 minutes, you have been speaking and he has not said nothing. Ma'am, you need to be stopped. You need a butt whooping, Miss Seals. You need a butt whooping because you can't be talking to grown people like that. Let's continue. Let's continue because I'm getting fired up too. Because like, why are you talking to him like that? Like, you ain't got to do that.
Ultimately, it's a cab all day over here. So let me make that clear. But let me also add to my point.
Ignorant. My
point is that you can sit here and blame black people on black people all day long and not acknowledge that we are forced into. You're coming to interrupt me again.
I haven't even said a word.
He ain't even said nothing. She's just stupid, bro.
All right, that is flagged, so I'm gonna ask you to return to your seat.
It's a waste.
Guarantee you she don't have a man.
Y'all just want to be seen. I don't need to be seen. Hello.
How are you? I'm Jasmine, the pretty lady. Say less outfit. Okay.
So we are still under the same prompt. Black on black crime is a result of underinvestment and over policement. I did see this particular part of the debate and it was good. She cooked her. And also I want to point out that she has a different level of respect for women than she has for men. All the men so far that she has debated, she was completely disrespectful, which doesn't surprise me for somebody who's a feminist. They hate men. So I'm going to let her cook. This part was really good because Amanda couldn't really speak to another woman the way she was speaking to a man because you can't. She couldn't. But I'm going to let her cook. Let's go.
So this is my thing. I think the premise of your question was black on black crime. So I think I'm coming from a place, and I guess my issue is having had my biological father murdered by a black man, having had my cousin shot in the head by a black man. We can talk numbers and statistics and what the people are doing, what the white man is doing and all that. But at the end of the day, I see when my family lives on the south side of Chicago, and I think you and I both can attest to this, and I'm not saying that there are not other factors, but we know that we kill each other at a disproportionate rate than any other race. Now, why we do that and why 6,000 to 9,000 black men are going to be homicided or killed or whatever by the end of the year annually by other black men, whereas the likelihood of a black man being killed by a white police officer is less than 150 per year, we know that we kill each other at a higher rate. So
all right, so they just fact checked her. Let's see. It says police have killed on average 238 black men per year since 2017. About 58% more than 150 per year. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. Whew. Let's go.
Debating that there are not factors at play, but because I've lived the experience as a black woman losing my father to be murdered by a black man walking down the street.
By the way.
No worries, thank you. But walking down the street in inner cities and different things, knowing that it's more likely that my own brother will rob and rape me than a white man or a white officer, we got to be real.
What's your proximity to white men in the south side of Chicago? Are there even white men around to rob and rape you at the same rate that there are black men?
There are white men around.
At the same rate?
There wasn't a lot of black people in there, but then that doesn't justify the fact that we're destroying each other. So even if we get to the root, like
we can agree on that,
okay, because I feel like a lot of
nothing
times
justifies.
Like, well,
I'm not
Didn't she said to not interrupt her? Like, didn't she just chump old buddy off previously for interrupting her and being rude, and she just did the same thing? Like, is this not hypocrisy? This lady is nuts. She just totally interrupted her. But I love the way that this young woman to the right is handling this situation. She's not aggressive. She's not being ignorant. She's not rude, how Miss Amanda Seals is being. But she's handling it with so much class and peace. And I totally admire that to the fullest. I'm going to let her cook, though. Let's continue.
I'm
not a liberal.
Okay, well, I will say that people that sometimes have your stance that are against conservatives, maybe they have this claim that they're making it up, they're making up the numbers. We know that we do that to each other. So I want to get to the root of the issue. Why are we killing each other? I think the root of the issue
Stop interrupting her. Stop interrupting her, Amanda. Let's be fair. Come on.
we've lost our resilience as Black people. We sit there and we talk about what the white man did, and we talk about slavery and everything like that, but we have no self-accountability and say, you know what, at the end of the day, that is my Black grandmother, that is my Black sister, you are my Black sister, and you know that a Black man is more likely to rob you or commit some type of crime against you, and that's what we need to get down to the issue of. And like you were talking about earlier, like, hey, well, what's going on? You know, what do you think the answer is to one of the brothers that were speaking? I think it's the breakdown of the family. I think, like he said, because of our poor choices, and what happens is we look at domestic violence, for example. When domestic violence, women or men are even attacked, what is the first thing we say? It's like, you know what? It's not your what? It's not your fault. So that's what we do. We hold on to this narrative that, well, it's not our fault, and the issues in our community are not our fault, and the white man needs to give us something. The old white lady down the street is looking at me, and I don't know why she got braids in her hair. And we focus on all these other stupid things that don't matter. We don't get to the root of the fact that we're killing each other at a higher rate than any other race. It is self-hatred amongst us. I believe that we can do that. That we, my mom's cousin, coming from the church parking lot, and guess who stuck her up and robbed her at gunpoint? A Black man.
I need you to get to the point.
Like,
so
my point is that no, and I'm not trying to be funny. Unless, like you said, we're gonna keep it respectful.
Yeah, but you're monopolizing the whole conversation. And
I'm
we're
not trying. Okay, I'm gonna let
to...
you speak, but let's not get the attitudes and stuff, because you're my sister and I respect you. So
I don't have an attitude. I'm being direct to you, but you're literally speaking this, and you're not going to do that with me either. So you're stating your point, and you've been stating your point for quite some time.
So say,
you have
the
a
proper
reason
ways
for
would
me
you
to
like?
respond.
Would you allow me to respond? So that's a better response. Go ahead.
The response that I have for you is that everything you're saying does not exist in a vacuum. I actually agree with you in that, yes, there has been an incredible denigration of Black worth and Black pride in this nation. I think it's also very important to acknowledge what has contributed to that. And to state that it is only Black people that have contributed to that is a false flag. So we have to admit that. So in order to have this conversation around how we got here, you can't say, oh, well, we're caring about the white woman getting braids and that doesn't matter and this thing. All of that attaches. All of that is actually a very big part of the lack of worth of Black people.
I'll ask you, do you think we're resilient? What does resilience mean to you? Do you think we have to be perpetual victims, or do you think that Black people are resilient?
I think that those are two different conversations. I think that the concept of Black people being victims is really trying to not provide accountability to where the root problem for the actual cause is. And if we keep saying that somebody is a victim and that doesn't mean that the other person should have to actually have accountability, then what are we really doing? You can do both. You can be a victim and be resilient.
How do we do both if you stay in the victimhood? That's my question.
But your statement about Black people staying in the victim place is also your point of view.
But how do we rise above it?
We continue to rise above it by, one, pouring into our communities with mutual aid, but two, by simultaneously making sure that we are challenging the systems that are in place to impede us. We have so many opportunities where we are trying to do mutual aid, and those things get disrupted by folks who want to have capitalist gain, by folks who want privatization. We used to have all these mom and pop businesses in our communities.
There's over 3 million Black millionaires in America right now. You are an intelligent Black woman that is successful.
That's irrelevant.
No one's stopping me from doing anything. I'm an intelligent Black woman that graduated and is successful.
Many efforts have tried to stop me from doing what I do. We are not all equal.
But did they?
In our capabilities. And we are not all equal in our ability to be invested in by others.
I agree with you.
We are not all equal in our trauma.
Are we resilient?
We can't say because it is a false equivalency.
I believe that every Black person has resilience.
We keep trying to cause.
I'm so sorry. You've been voted out.
It behooves me the fact that this lady can literally cut people off, get loud, rude, and disrespectful, but can't take it when it's being done back to her. Like, yo, those type of people irritate me. Let's see who's next.
First, I want to kind of get rid of this like right left ordeal. I really want to talk about just like our own personal views and what we've experienced.
Okay, actually, I think I'm gonna pause it right here for time's sakes. I think she was completely cooked. I do believe that when it comes to Black on Black crime, what is the root of the issue of Black on Black crime? With most of the crime being done by young people, most of the crime that is being done by young people don't have or had a two-parent household. They didn't have a father in the house. So there is no discipline in the household from jump. So once that person grows up, they are undisciplined and they go into the real world with no discipline. You end up with a criminal. And that's just facts, you know. You can try to justify it any way that you want to, but it all stemmed down to broken households. Period. I grew up in a broken household, and I have trauma from it. No, I never was a criminal, but I've had some trauma due to the fact that my father was not in the home how he should have been. And that's not to bash him, and I'm not going to speak on that, topic at all. But yeah, it stems down to broken households. Period. Yeah, as far as reparations, I don't believe that black people should get reparations or anything free because we have equal and same opportunities now. That is what our ancestors fought for. They didn't fight for reparations. They fought for equal opportunities, which we have. We live in the greatest time in America right now to do whatever you want to do and be whoever you want to be. Literally, you can be a kangaroo. You can identify as anything. You can identify as a mic, a shirt, a light, any animal, the opposite sex. You can be whatever. This is the greatest time in America to do whatever. So no, again, I do think that the government giving black people free stuff since the civil rights movement has destroyed our community as well, simply because, which I believe I stated before, they've given us free food, free housing. They have broken up the homes because of free housing, which results in no man being in the house, right? You can't get Section 8 if you have a dude staying with you. You get food stamps, which means it's free. We are the fattest. We are the laziest. We commit the most crimes in America, the most homicides in America. We are the dumbest in America. We are the most least spiritually guided in America. Like everything that the government, the Democrats specifically, has pondered or giving to the black community has destroyed us. So no, I don't think that reparations would benefit us in a successful way whatsoever. We're not going to do anything with that money besides buy expensive shoes, drugs, a section at a club, a bottle of liquor, or pay for some punani. But that's pretty much all that I have for you all today. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below, what y'all think about this debate. Do you disagree? Are you leaning left? Are you leaning right? Just let me know y'all thoughts and how y'all feel down below. And if you have not already, like this video, just give this video a like, so that the video can hit the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you're liking the content. And yeah, that's all I got. God bless. Peace.